Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all doing well. What I want to do now, I just want to go over a brief tutorial as to how to use the drum element on Bandlab, because this will work into some of the grime work we're going to be looking at very soon. So once you've logged in, you can use your school email address or your own personal one, don't particularly mind. You need to go to this top right button which says create. It will only work in certain web browsers for some bizarre reason. So if you need to download one, then obviously do so safely. Then once you get that, you'll get this beautiful menu in front of you, obviously depending what you want to do. You could use the onboard instruments, so whether that be things like keyboards, trumpets, synths, there's lots of interesting and cool noises to play around with there, which we can look at in the near future. Obviously you can, if you've got a microphone, like the one I'm currently speaking through, I know, crazy times, you could use that there. You can plug in a guitar, obviously to have specific cabling to do that with both the guitar and the bass, but it is very much possible. But we're going to be looking at the drum machine, so you simply just click on that. I notice a few things here, so you have the multi-track menu, which is this lovely bit here, bit in the middle where it's, you've got the red bits there, which is drum machine, you've got A, and then B. Then you've also got the play, record, fairly standard controls that you can see there. If there's things that you are not familiar with, then you can of course get familiar with them. The main that we're going to be looking at though, to make our drum beat, is this lovely little thing down here. If any of you have ever played with GarageBand on an iPad or a Mac or anything like that, it's a fairly similar concept. So it comes with a drum beat already prepped. If you press play, you get something pretty fresh and funky, much like myself. Let's press stop again and it stops it. Obviously this is down as a 808 kit, whatever that means. But if you click over here where it says that, you can change the different style of kit depending what it is that you want to do. Obviously being like the heavy metal gentleman that I am, I'm going to change to that, and it's going to keep the same beat. But this time it's changed the types of sounds, because different genres of music use different drum sounds. I know, it's a mad world. You'll see these symbols on the left hand side, and each of those basically reference a different thing that you can add in or take away from the song. The main ones that you'll find yourself using, red one, as it says there, closed hi-hat, that's the sound, and you'll find yourself using the snare, which is the purple one, and the kick or bass drum. Now what you can do, so I've used this many times before in order to make backing beats for some of my own personal songs. And it's just down to messing around with it, to be perfectly honest. Ideally with things like hi-hats, you want them going roughly every 2 squares or 2 beats. That's what each of these kind of refers to. That sounds beautiful. You can start to add in things whilst playing. Already we have a fairly rudimentary and basic drum beat. If I wanted to be particularly adventurous, say do an example of one of my standard heavy metal beats, just drag across if you want to do multiple. Make sure we've got things going on beats 2 and 4. Then if I was feeling particularly hardcore, I'd add some fairly awesome guitar to that as well. And then press play up here. Because what you change down here references up here. Because you see up here, to change beat to beat B. So if we pause here, it's changed, we've got pattern A, pattern B. So I'm going to make this a tiny bit different. Not going to go too crazy, because I know that would scare some of you. Let's just see how that sounds. Sure, why not? So now if we go back to the beginning, we've got 2 beats next to each other. Insert crazy guitar solo here. When I think of that, you might have part A as your verse and part B as your chorus. entirely up to you. Then add C. What you can then do, make another beat. If you misclick, like I keep doing because I am a silly sausage. Can then add that in as well, like a little fill or something like that. And there you go. That is the basics as to how to use that. Obviously you can then do things like file, you can download it, you do it in Mixdown if you happen to particularly like it and want to put it on your phone, iPod, cassette, whatever it is you young cool people use these days. And there you go, that's the basics as to how to use the drum map on Bandlab. Hold fast for more tutorials. Stay safe, have fun, and I miss you guys.